Oh, someone's quickly here. Hello. I know not much going on the screen, but I'm just getting everything set up. But hello. If you have any dental questions or anything, that's what I'm kind of here for. Apart from that, I'm making weirdo little tooth rings at the moment to kill some time in between certain other parts. But like as an example, I have a really terrible one made right here. Very disturbing to a lot of people, but for a dental person, not too much for me. Let's see that. I want to get something else set up here, and I don't know. Let me see. Just a moment. Boop boop boop. Why is that not working? Alright. Let's go ahead and do some of that for now. What did I want to do? Let's turn on some of the wax. Put some of that stuff over here. Hopefully, if weird stuff like this kind of hits the right person, it definitely has an odd little flavor to it. This is a prototype one that I've tried to copy and replicate, so the actual material blends from the teeth to the gum tissue that's supposed to be here. So I'm going to redo this one in a better form, and then I just added a tongue. This is just two separate rings that I can have either showing as one, or I can go and turn it around and have it, this lower one has the tongue kind of connected to it. But it's a weirdo piece that I've been wanting to make for a while, so that's what I kind of have planned for another one that has a little bit of an altered look to it for the most part. But to do that, I need to make it in wax, and I need some denture teeth over here that I have. So hopefully I can get that going. Let me chime in a little bit, move some stuff out of the way, and from there, let's see, what did I want to do with this portion? I want to see, oh, I might have some hydrocolloid that I still have left over. Cool. I do have some. Alright. Hey Nora! It's finally, you got to see it in its full kinda ish glory. The original upper ring that I had that kind of started it all, I gave it to my sister because she wanted one, so that she can kind of wear it at work and everything. You know, discuss all the customers and her coworkers and such. So I gave her the better one of this. This is the duplicate ring, which is not made of denture teeth. The actual material for the teeth, which is white, is just resin. And so when I poured it up and everything, it just took the resin portion of this and just took the resin portion of this and molded or melded into the gum tissue. So that ended up not working that great. I want one right now too. If you want, definitely just keep in contact with me here in the channel, and I'm trying to make it so that I can reproduce these pretty quick. They're all by hand for the most part. These lower ones that I have here are denture teeth, and this one's just resin acrylic. So I want to be able to try to replicate resin teeth. The look of resin teeth, which is usually a couple layers stacked on top of each other with this material. So I need to kind of play around with the process here. But if this interests you and everything like that, once I start getting this going, anyone that wants one, I'm pretty much gonna just be like, oh, if you've been around here for a bit, I'll send out people versions of these and everything. The only thing that I need to get is I need to get a ring sizer so that it matches, because right now I custom made these, of course, to mine based off of my different rings that I already have. So I'm pretty sure not everyone's a size. What the hell am I? Am I a 9? What is this? What size am I? Oh, I thought this would say the size on there. I'm pretty sure I'm like a 9 then. And I need to be able to get the right ones and make merch. Hey, Cora. Oh, I have Cora and Nora in my chat. That makes me even more realize that you guys are not the same people. Sorry, Nora. One of my students, I accidentally called her Nora one time, and she looked at me with the most disappointed look. And for a good bit there, I thought that it was you and her being the same person, but this just confirms it even more. Yes, Cora, I am going to try to make something weird like this, you know, cursed items and everything like that. But this was the hydrocolloid mill that I had from last time. And this portion, which was connected to this bottom ring, well, kind of got destroyed. But this section over here is still usable. So I'm gonna pour up another one in this material. Oh, look at him. I haven't seen that name in a good while. Hey, what's up, Adrianus? So I'm gonna try to pour this one up and see if I can get this to run decent with this part. And I'm gonna try to make it so that it doesn't blend up into the gums. It shouldn't take too much. Don't worry, I haven't called teachers dental things. Shut up. Oh, you guys are too much. I need acrylic, and actually, I do want to glove up for this too, because this definitely makes a bit of a mess. That's too funny, though. I know, it's been a while since we've actually, since we've been back and been able to see this and everything. Wow, why is there so many people, or that have said stuff, or just my little chat is, my little ticker is going up. That's neat and also weird at the same time. But what I kind of wanted, because both of them like it. They like the Amazing Digital Circus thing, and I was like, oh, Kane is essentially this ring, but just a couple of eyeballs in the middle. I totally want to do that. So apart from getting this part replicatable, I want to make one that's based off of Kane from Amazing Digital Circus for my kids, so that they can have a cute little thing to have that their paw made. But I'm gonna see if I can make this while this still is hydrated for this material. So I'm gonna need a little bit of jet powder, a little bit of acrylic. I'm going to need to use this material here, and I want to use a little bit of composite so I can try to layer, which means where's my light cure? Where's my light cure at? Where did I stuff you at? 1 second. Hold on, it's not over there. What in the world? Here it is. You make sure that that turns on. Perfect. All right, and I want to start with trying to layer some of my composite resin with this material. Where's my box of composites at? Oh, that's blockout resin. Don't want to use blockout. Is it in the same bin? Probably is in the same bin. Alright. And get some of this material. And let's go ahead and use some, I think this is A2 on its own. This is A1. Okay, so yeah, let's go and darken it with a little bit of A2, and that should work out just fine. And perfect, got some A2. I guess I gotta get glasses too. Don't want to get blind on stream. Oh, referencing the light cure and everything. Nah, you guys should be fine. You're fine. I always tend to look at this light indirectly for the past like 15 years. So thankfully, I don't have anything left over, and I still have my good vision. But of course, that will burn away as I keep on being in this field. But it served me well. Don't look at it dead on. Treat it like the sun, and everyone should be safe and alive at the end of it. All right. Let me go ahead and try to make this little section. I don't know if it's going to focus. I doubt it. Probably too close. That'll be just fine right there. All right. I want to do a glaze of this material. And then once I get this going, okay, with the light cure, see how I'm holding the light with so I'm holding the light without looking. Yeah. It is a very magical light to get used to. And I'm pretty sure you're still here, Cora. You ready for anesthetics tomorrow? It's gonna be pretty sweet. Miller's probably going to go and numb himself. So that's always gonna be fun. I bet you are. I've been looking forward to it since last term. Oh, ever since I talked about it last term? It's been that long, I guess, huh? Alright, so with that all in place, let's go ahead and try to hit that with some of this. Also, I already have a friend who's Thursday. Oh, cool. That'll be cool for them to come on Thursday. That's going to be hopefully a fun time. I'm trying to remember, see what's going to happen. We're going to have it be more, what's it called? We're going to have it be more, what's it called? You guys are going to get you guys, not specifically your buddy, but everyone in the class, even though there's only a few of you, is going to get into the chair and we're going to practice placing topical anesthetic. Not doing the injection, but just placing topical in the correct areas and practice rinsing, suctioning, and all that other fun stuff. What am I looking for? What in the hell am I looking for? What am I looking for? Jet? Do I have jet? Where's my jet at? But that'd be cool if they came. Definitely. The only thing that they want them to do is just sign in at the front so they get like a visitor's pass, some nonsense like that, but it's, oh, here's my jet. And I need a good dropper. And what do I have in here? I have black, I have, that's blue, red. I need to get more, what do I need, more droppers? Yeah, I just need one more dropper. Favorite topical flavor, mine is pina colada. The smell of pina colada is pretty. The smell of pina colada is nice. The taste of pina colada, though, I'm not that much of a fan. When it comes to flavors that I enjoy, probably raspberry, which is very like nothing too spectacular. So usually it's raspberry for me. Another one that I usually like as far as a flavor, because it kind of like holds true to like the candy taste, is like grape. I don't like banana. It's too much like banana candy and I'm not a fan. But those are usually what I'll go for, is either raspberry or grape. Everything else, like the what's it called? The cherry tastes like cough syrup naturally. And then there's other odd ones. I don't know if you've ever tried any of the odd flavors out there, but there's like chocolate, there's marshmallow, there's like, it's hard to find watermelon, but if you can find it, that's an interesting flavor for this material. So that one's pretty cool too. What is another good one that's out there? Strawberry's alright. It's a little bit of a tougher one to find. Green apple, I've had green apple before. That one's a little bit of a tougher one to find too sometimes. Pina colada is definitely a standard though out there to for offices to have. I have a clog in my little system here. What the heck's going on here? Nope, I don't like that. That one will work perfect. Alright. There's also this material out there that's really hard to get your hands on, which is called the... What the hell was it called? It was like the best topical ever made or something like that. They make it here in California, but I think it's actually fairly hard to get, or they stopped making it recently. And there's a lot of people who are like, oh, does anyone have... Ew, yeah, that's right. There's like the standard like spearmint and all that other garbage too. Yeah, mint, spearmint, those don't tend to be that nice. Okay, I got a clog up in this. I need to get out of there. All right. There we go. Hopefully. Thankfully with this material, it doesn't set up too fast. I think that's just about the level that I want it to be at. Okay, I'll leave it a little bit dusty on the top. We'll let that harden off on the side for a bit. Recap this. this and bring this back out. Cool. So we don't need the jet. I'm gonna keep the cap on the jet for now. And I need to put on cold cure. I want cold cure to still have one. So maybe I'll switch to my heat cure. This looks like it's right about empty anyways, so I'll let that evaporate. The wonderful smells of acrylic. Cool. Let that harden. That'll take about, that should take about like 5 to 10 minutes or so, going through all of its different stages. And then I'll go and pull it out. We'll go and remove some of the extra that I don't want, and then we'll pour it up in pink denture, pink acrylic, and that will get that ball rolling. So the next piece I want to do, I want to be able to do what's his face? Kane. So let's see if I can get an idea of how I'm going to be doing this. Let's see. For this one, this specific pour or hydrocolloid pour up section I have is only for the maxillary. I'm redoing this one because when I first poured it up, I did it in white acrylic, essentially like temporary crown material, and then I didn't check to see that the gum levels or the levels of the teeth were just at the tooth. And so some of it was up and above and in this and in the gum tissue and the gingiva. So I'm gonna redo this one so I can get a better one. So hopefully that's what I can get out of this in the meantime. And then the mandibular one that I did, it's part of this section of this. It's part of this section, which when I went and finally took this out, it really destroyed the whole piece that's molded there. But as I get some more material, especially silicone putty, that's gonna make it easier for me to just make certain cuts in places and be able to replicate these quicker, a little bit more reliable without the shrinkage that happens from this material. So I just need to get some more putty. That'll be my main. That's gonna be my main thing in the future, and then I'll be able to slowly make something that can make these a little bit quicker. The main thing I want to do is find a way to replicate the translucency of denture teeth, because they are a little bit tough to be able to do. I can recreate everything in monomer methyl methacrylic acrylic, but it doesn't. It just has that opaque one layer look to it, and I don't want it to just be that. It just screams fake off the top. I want it to have that translucency like we have off of normal teeth, and I think this is more of a A3 canine. It looks like it's this one looks like it's for number 6 or so. So I'm gonna have to try to figure a way that I can get this to that I can recreate this. And this is also probably gonna be something that's easier when I have some silicone putty, so I can go and remake those. Actually, I think I have one, but I have it for like the molars. Where did I put that little piece at? It's floating around here somewhere. But the main thing so far that I've been sticking to is just the anteriors for now, since I tend to have extra anterior teeth from my little denture tooth sets. Where is that little silicone mold? I know it shouldn't be far. Maybe it's in my extras bin. Yeah, it might be in my extra teeth bin. Here it is. Yep. Alright. Oh no, these aren't the teeth version. These are the earrings. These are the earring putties, so I can make the miraculous earrings for my kids. I was wondering where that went too, so at least I can play around with that also. Where's my other piece? Where did you go? The incisals of the canines are pointy like a vampire. I love it since it helps me destroy my food. I made a set of clip-ons for myself. Or I made a set of vampire teeth for myself a couple days ago or something like that. And this is my model for my teeth. And they're just like so. And they're held by this small little small lingual retainer that I made out of wire, and I coated in blue and added a little bits of glitter to it. And so this is something I can wear and kind of give the spooks to the kids and everything. And as far as me wearing it, it feels pretty good. I have a very tiny lisp, but it's not too bad. Let's see. Let me see if I can get that to show. What I need to do here. Manual focus. Bring everything in super close. And I might be able to show it without it looking all funky and weird. But, oh, right about, there you go. So that's what it looks like when I have them in. They stick out a little bit, they give me a lisp like I mentioned, but they don't look too bad. I like them. I actually haven't worn them to class yet, but as soon as I start coming up with my little lisp, it's going to make certain students start making fun of me. I know it will. But that's what I got so far. And it's nice because it's just one piece. It's just one piece that sits on my teeth. And fits pretty good. Let me see, how do I go do this? I'm gonna go do manual focus, bring that back to normal, and let's go put auto. Okay, everything's fine there. But yeah, super fun to be able to do. I'm gonna take these off. Super fun to be able to do dental things, and I can just go and replace this back onto my model, even though it's all like wet and nasty now from my own germs and everything, and just putting it off to the side for now. But yes, vampire teeth are super fun. We would never make fun of you. I'll hold you to that, Cora. I will make sure that I document this statement as we go forward. What is this one? Oh no. Let's see. Those ones are just anteriors. That one is for, what's that, earrings? Yeah, this one's for the earrings on there. Oh, I have a bunch of extra loose teeth, but not too bad. All right. But I think now my hydrocolloid material should be firm. It's firmer. It's still a little bit soft, but that's because the coolness of the hydrocolloid is making it stay that way. So that's not too bad. What was I looking for? Canes is going to be actually pretty tough. Let me see. Who took the cap off of that? How do I want to do this? Oh, I can remake another tongue. Oh, I should totally do that while I have the ability to, because that doesn't take too long. Oh, I don't have the cap for it. Oh, that would have made it perfect. Do I have it hiding around here? I'm pretty sure I threw it away. All right, damn. All right. It blocked me from saying "shut my mouth." Oh, see, it's weird when it's weird sometimes as it goes and blocks things like that. I need to be able to tell it to to chill out sometimes. New timeout length. Okay, I got it. Yeah, that's fine. Let's see what I can do with that. Moderation activity? No, I don't want that. Something I can edit here. I know I can. Remain. Choose how you want to show comments. Comment moderation basic. Okay. Let me do that. That should allow everything to go through now. Okay, cool. I'm gonna recheck my material. That's starting to feel a bit firmer. So now at this point it won't distort as much. So let's see if I can extract that out of there. Get a set of cotton pliers. Where's my cottons at? Dang it, Reenie. Where did you put my cotton pliers at? Here they are. Okay, so now that I got this going, I'm gonna go and cure some of these areas that was too deep for it to get cured before. And the heat from the light cure is actually gonna help activate this material to set a little bit quicker. Go ahead and add a little bit more to this. And then I'll trim these up after. Ooh, now that acrylic is starting to get super hot. Okay, that's perfect. Perfect timing because I wanted to start trimming it. It's actually burning my fingers right now. Gosh. Ooh, man, that's hot. One more hit. Okay. All right. So allow that to happen. We'll do some trim ups after. Let's go ahead and hit this with a little bit of some adjusting. Where's my, there it is. There it is. Let's put this off to, oh no, that's fine there, where it's at. Alright. Oh, I'm gonna bring down the input so it doesn't just blare out the whole time. Hey Flu, what's up? I might be muted a little bit, but what's going on, buddy? Yep, the breakfast of champions, I'm sure, right, Flu? Had plenty of these slip out of my hands throughout the years. I hope I get better at doing this. Let me go and chop this down back a little bit. So, get the basic general shape out of it, and then I'm gonna go and pretty it up more after. Alright, let's get this back over here into its chamber. Good. I'm gonna take out a little bit over here. Turn that over. Where'd that little piece go? I saw it go in there. Where are you hiding at? Alright, let's go ahead and let me get this area cleaned up a bit for this next section. Alright, and let's get that, put that in its area, and now I need drawer 2, and I think I have my cold cure already out here, don't I? Off to cure. Where's my cold cure material? That looks like it should be about enough. I don't need any more than that. Get a jar. And because this stuff really likes to stick around for smell that sticks around a lot, I'll glove up for that one too. It didn't go in this one. That is the powder that makes the gum tissue. Yes, that is the powder. And if you, I'll crank this down a little bit. Gonna have it had it closed enough. If we looked into this powder right here, there's gonna be little strands of pink that's going to show up, and that recreates the gum tissue. And so, or that recreates like the little veins and everything that's in the gum tissue. It gives it a nice look like that, but it also helps with strength as it holds together. So that's the main use of this material here. But it's super slippery. Oh, that portion came out. Let's go and kick back a little bit. There we go. And what's the powder made out of? The powder for this material, for denture acrylic, what is that actually made out of? I think that is it's like a hybrid cross-link of stuff. Yeah, methyl methacrylate. So yeah, it's just methyl methacrylate. It's pink denture acrylic, like it says there. It's pink denture acrylic, and it has a lot of these little fibers and vein tissues, right? Vein tissue shade. That's gonna help it look as much as gum tissue as normal. And there are different, I was about to say flavors, but there are different colors that you can get, usually for either darker gum shades or for lighter gum shades. You can kind of, it just depends on what doc orders and what the patient has. Let me go and see something real quick. Oh, I need to bring this up a lot more. There we go, I'm boosting that up. Who's been messaging me? Okay, everyone is good over here. I still haven't fixed my Twitch chat. Let me see if I can get that fixed real quick, because I doubt anyone's over there. Vein tissue shade, right? Chat? There it goes. Is that gonna work? The value, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, this is actually all in a weird spot. That should be over here. It should be, oh, that's why this is for one super big. Put that there, put that over here, bring that down. One second, let me get this fixed to the, whatever, proceed. Oh, I did not realize that there was someone that was speaking. Oh man, I've been missing all these people over here in the Twitch stream and their chat. If any of you guys are still here, which it's been quite a long time, you say something in the chat and I'll be able to answer your questions. But someone asked, how long have you been making dental rings for? Who knows? I don't know. Everyone in the YouTube chat kind of knows how long I've been kind of doing that. How do I get dentures? I got jumped. All my teeth got knocked out. Well, mainly just start with the dentist at that point. But that's funny. Man, I knew I should have fixed that earlier. That screwed me on that one. Too bad. Hopefully they're able to come over here on this side and get something talked about. What kind of wallpaper did you say you wanted? I'm not sure if we talked about this before, or my short-term memory is very bad, or my long-term memory is very bad. One of those are bad for me, and I just totally forgot if this was something we talked about before. Alright, and something else that I am just realizing is, yes, this is the one that I want to be on. I don't know why I'm putting it over on this side. I want to put it here. There we go. That sits all the way down like I've been getting before. Awesome. Alright, time to pour. Before I pour, turn my compressor on. That's probably important, so I can get it into my pressure pot. Alright, and let's go and make magic as best as we can. Now let's make fun of the shades. Alright, so the main consistency that we want here is for it to be pourable. And so we're going to go and give it a gentle mix. And right now it kind of runs, which is nice. We do want it to be a little bit we do want it to be runny. Add one last drop here, which might be overkill, but we'll do this, mix it, and we'll pour it into our jig. Awesome. And now we pray. That was just about the perfect amount of material. I have a little bit left over here, which I'm going to try to salvage and slap adapt that on top. Yep, it's starting to firm up now, which means I just got it in there in time. Let's go wipe our materials off. Get this nice and wiped down so it doesn't ruin our dapping dish. And from there we can go and take our acrylic and put it in our pressure pot, which I do not need the compressor anymore, so let me go ahead and take that off. And off to the pressure pot this thing goes. And where's my little container? This is going to help so that it doesn't fall too much. Put that in there. A lot of loud sounds. So just a moment. Get that up to 20 pounds. And off with the compressor. Alright, cool. Hopefully I can get that made, and hopefully it looks halfway decent compared to what I have on here, but we'll see how that comes out. I don't need my cold cure anymore. I spilt a little bit right here from earlier, so I'll make sure that gets all wiped up. And this is from the last hydrocolloid that I was messing with. So this goes back to the bucket. But I think that is what we're done with so far for that portion until it cures. That's going to take about like 10 minutes or so before that gets finished with that session. Where's my other piece here that I wanted? There it goes. I think that's the main thing I wanted to work on for getting that finished. The other thing I wanted to do is work on the next video that I just started recording today. And so I'll probably go and shift back from there into... Who messaged me? 1 second. Oh, TikTok? No, I'm good. One day, once I get enough followers on there, then I can go live on there also, so people can see obnoxious tooth rings being made and such like that. Alright, so I don't need that anymore. What did I want to do for now? I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go and shift into, yeah, I'm gonna shift into video editing here. So let me get something going for a moment. Where is it at? Nope, not that one. I'm trying to keep up. I'm trying to keep up with what you guys are learning at the moment. So tomorrow we're gonna go over anesthetics, but I already made videos about topical and injection anesthetics. So the next thing that we're going to be learning is about mixing is going to be mixing bases tomorrow and placing bases. So I recorded all that material today. I'm gonna try to edit it as best as I possibly can so I can see what I need to reshoot and get that going too. But I want it to be a short video. 6 minutes is a little long. That's what I had for the liners video, but I'm just trying to get those little increment videos that for some reason I have not gotten so far. So let me be right back. I'm gonna go and put us on a different screen and we'll show up back at my little desk here in a second. So hold on a bit. Hello all and welcome my fellow metalheads. Today we plunge headfirst into what metal fillings are, why are they inside my head, and what happens to them after we lay them to rest and get those out of my mouth. All this and more today on Dental Things. But before we get started, let's find some common ground on what type of metal I'm referring to. Now this isn't your grandpa's old punk rock album that they had put on those 12-inch vinyls or anything like that, nor is it the grunge, emo, or metalcore that these gosh darn kids are headbanging to on their Spotify tracks and their Bud Apples, whatever they have these days. No, that's not the metal that we're talking about today, but kind of follows the same symptoms, as we were previously told that metal would rot our brain and also commit us to Satan. This is more of an intense version that truly will rot your brain, in a literal sense. The metal that we speak about today is called dental amalgam, or at least what makes up half of it. The word amalgam means a mixture of two or more metals, or at least in the dental terms it does. But I mean, look at the channel name. What else are we going to talk about? So you might be thinking, well, what's wrong with mixing a couple of special rock spices together? Well, nothing much, but it comes down to not just mixing them, but how they're bound together. And what is that binder? And that's where we come to the topic of the video today, mercury. No, not that one. The one that looks like the T-1000 where it gets all liquid and goes through the doors and stretches and everything. There you go, that one. Also known as quicksilver, this metal has a funny thing about it when it's at room temperature. It acts more like a liquid. But when it's combined with all these other metals and alloys and such, it takes on binding properties. As you see, elemental mercury is a very dense metal, and when objects which mass does not weigh more than the good old hug, it would make that which would normally sink, unsink. Odd. Apart from all the fun times that we could have with mercury, say like if it was to accidentally spill on the floor and it goes and scatters and chases everywhere, there is a toxic side to it all. When it comes to the toxic characteristics of mercury, here on my left hand we have absorption, and over here on my right we have vapors, which are very well known in the community to get everyone spiced up and get some headline on the news about what good old mercury is doing bad today. Tonight, breaking news. Who'd have thought that the metal in your head would have put you to bed a little bit too early? What else is breaking new? And you may have some good questions, such as, but Miller, I thought the amalgam in my teeth are hard. How am I going to be absorbing that? Aren't I safe now because it's not liquid anymore? And I say to you, my fellow viewer, it's complicated. Truly, these days, as a community, we're exposed to near zero amount of elemental mercury, unless you're a snazzy assistant, such as myself. Although we are able to consume it at really low dosage through our seafood buffets and having a lot of tuna, we don't usually take on so much that would be detrimental to our health. Although a bigger issue comes down to the possibility of absorbing liquid mercury is when we have fresh open wounds or cuts in our hands and we're kind of fiddling around with those old broken thermometers. Now typically that's going to be when it's in its liquid form, but when it comes to the vapors, through the process of removing the filling and putting in a good old white one in there, that's where we get a little bit more closer to our vapors portion. Without going through proper precautions, those loose particles from your metal filling that was grounded out and taken away, those loose particles of freshly grounded metal being taken out may also mix with your freshly ground brown that you're sucking down when you leave the office. Tastes like steel. On that end of the precautions, where a normal office is going to continue to remove amalgams in that old-time fashion with your daydreaming assistant and their trusty old HVE, or what you may know it as, is that thing that keeps sucking on my lip every time I go in there for a cleaning. As other dental professionals may enact the use of the SMART system, also known as the Safe Mercury Amalgam Removal Technique, they make you dress up as Jim Carrey's good-looking green persona.
Smokehead!
Slip you up into something nice and hefty, as the doctor and the assistant is going to get into their heavy-duty PPE and lose that Thanksgiving weight, because today we're going to get our sweat on, isn't that right, fellas? With all these protections in place, there's no way COVID's going to have any chance getting in here. Hey, what are you doing? Get out of here. Can't you see we're going to take out some amalgams? This guy. And it's not only during those times of taking it out is going to be an issue. Putting that amalgam in there at the beginning has a little bit of issues too. But for the most part, all the absorption opportunities are not really there after we go and bind it with all the other metals. But this is where we get to the next part. So this is when we start talking about that other hand that I put up here. The vapors. Otherwise known as mercury's body odor. This is where the claims from their many proponents saying that amalgam fillings and vapor releasing qualities comes up and gets people into heated debates about when it's released, how does it release, and what causes it to release. When it's released and inevitably inhaled, there's a funny thing that comes along with it. That's not exactly the haha funny that we usually be used to, but it's an interesting fact. The term Mad Hatter comes from the fact that during the hat making process back in the day, an alternative form of mercury would be used in the sealing process. And so when it was heated, the vapors were released, would flood the workshop of the hatter's area, and drive them mad. In our mouth, it only has a couple ways of being able to give off those vapors once again. Once the filling material has hardened in our mouth, it usually takes about 24 hours or so. But after that 24 hours, just the fact that our heated oral cavity and our ability to provide friction on those fillings when we chew can allow a little bit of the mercury vapor to go and release from its chambers again. This is where they devised a couple of neat little tests using UV light and a backdrop such as like a piece of paper to go and discover these vapors while the material is sitting still and when it is also heated, showing little shadows of vapors kind of rising from the material and showing up on the paper. This goes back to the whole reason why they had to put us all in those protective layers so that we can be safe and our patient can be safe too, is to keeping any of this interaction of mercury out of us and into our disposal center. And that's the topic of this video also, is how, once it's removed from our body, where does it go, or how do we contain it so it doesn't go and hurt the environment or anyone else that's around us? And this comes to a couple different methods. When we suck up that material, apart from just it being spit, water, metal dust from all the particles that get ground up and everything, it goes through our tubes, down and up and through the little bends, and it goes and gets captured in this little waste trap, which is pretty much just like a sifter so that the liquids can flow through, but we can catch all the nice tooth particles and the amalgam dust so we can go and dispose of it the correct way. That's one way that we're able to get the larger pieces from getting into our water system. But there is also other things such as an amalgam separator that is also down the line to be able to catch any of those particles and keep them in the office rather than it go out into the municipal water to get drained or filtered in our nice little filtering process. There it goes. Oh, let me go and adjust that. Alright, cool. let me get this going up. Dental bases where we start on, and I think everything else is good to resume. Cool. And oh, that's what I wanted to adjust. That's what it is. That's what it is. Get this going, have that stop focusing on that region, and we can go back to here. Bring this down. Right about there, so cool. I didn't. So you are a dentist, not a dentist, but a dental assistant, and I've been doing this for about 15 years or so, and I teach dental assisting also, so it's kind of my passion. So, but at the moment, apart from like making like little, I don't know if it'll focus on it, but like little tooth rings, so disturbing things, I just like making videos teaching anyone that could want to be a dental assistant some of the things that we are able to do that they may have missed either during their studies or if they're on the job trained, something to help them learn what we do if they don't have anyone else to give them some extra time. But you'll notice, even being a dental professional, I'm gonna always have candy nearby, so that's the terrible thing about us teeth people, is that we're constantly eating candy. At least I'm one of them. Good question though. Very good question. I should have labeled these. Yeah, I should have labeled these. Which one is which? No, that's part 2 then. Okay, so part base, part 2, base, part 1, I believe. Okay, 8 minutes. Let's go ahead and do that then. Let's go and adjust the decibels by minus, let's do 12.
Alright, cool.
Find a nice spot that I can hear my dumb
So
voice.
we're going to be going over bases and how to place it into our small crevices that we have that our doctor makes for us. With that, we have a couple choices here. With that, we have a couple choices here. Depending on what selection that your doctor might want, we can use anything from polycarboxylate, IRM, also known as intermediate restorative material, or glass ionomer in whichever phase, or glass ionomer for whatever reason that we may choose.
Okay, so at about 50%, I'm reaching.
That we may choose from. With that, we still want to have our mix.
Just about good levels for it. I know I work in the field as well, and I have lots of bad habits like drinking coffee. Oh, isn't that always fun? We just have it's just part of it. I mean, it comes down to just even seeing just other assistants that smoke cigarettes and everything, and there's a lot of people out there that'd be like, oh, don't you know better? It's like, I acquired this habit beforehand, whatever it may be. Same thing with my candy habit and everything. I learned as a young kid that I should not have eaten all that candy. And now being a dental professional and everything, I still can't break this habit. So at least we know how to combat it better than we did back when we were young and everything. But good to know another dental professionals in here. Always enjoyable crowd to have Now I need to go through all these different parts. I'm gonna go and bring this up by, no, I'll leave it at the same. This is gonna be the annoying part of editing videos, which is getting through all of the bad takes, and I have a lot of bad takes whenever I'm doing this, a lot of repeats and everything, so this is the embarrassing part. Alright.
So today's lesson, we are going to be doing the same thing as... So for today's lesson, we are going to be going over bases and how to place it into our small crevices that we have, that our doctor makes for us. With that, we have a couple choices here.
Nope. Where did it start off
With
at?
that, we have...
Okay.
With that, we have a couple...
Okay, so there was a good part, and then I try to restart with that.
That our doctor makes for us. With that...
Okay, that's gonna be this part.
For us.
Breath. Oh, I can't do this yet. I need to get my, even though that doesn't sound that bad, I have recorded audio on my phone that I need to extract out. Where is it out? Do I not have one? How am I gonna do this then? Do I have a type C to A thing? Okay, I'll be right back. I got this. Plug that in. Hopefully this is an actual transfer or a data cable, which, oh, I didn't realize I'm that low on my phone. Alright, there it is. Where is it? Why does that keep on disconnecting on me? What's a better name for dentures? I forgot about that one. They really did miss out on. They really did miss out on a better way of calling dentures. And it makes me sad. I'm pretty sure we can still make it substitutes. Base. You son of a gun. Why are you disconnecting so frequently? What is going on? Why is he doing that? Okay, hold on. That's annoying. Could I? No, I can't. Because this doesn't have an SD card. How am I going to get the files off of this? What is happening here? Alright. Let's see. How's the audio on this one?
With that, we have a couple choices here.
I want to hear what it sounds like. I want to hear how the audio sounds like without that echoey background that it has. So let's see. How am I going to do this? I'll send it to myself. That's what I'll do. Easy enough. Alright, so where's my dumb name at? Boop. Let me add, attach something from this device. See if I can find it. Audio. That makes it a little bit easier. That one and that one. Select. That's 72 megabytes. Oh, that's a large file anyway, so that's fine. All right. Oh, it was just waiting for me? Okay, that's fine. And then let me bring up that. Because I want to sync these both up so that it's not... So I could just do one cut over everything and then it'd be just easy. Hopefully. Okay, I see one. Okay. Hold on, where's my thing at? There it is. There's my spiral. I need a couple photos from this too. Are you done uploading? Almost done uploading. Where's my material at? Week 4. There's dental liners. Here's dental bases. That'll be perfect. Save that. Dental bases. Let's put that. Where's that other one at? There it is. Dental base pick. Let's go and pull that. Did that finish uploading? It did. Alright, so I can save that video, or that audio file. Both files in there, perfect. And do this one also. Okay, I don't need that. I should not need this as much. Oh, this is actually good. Yeah, I'll use that one too. Save that. Dental base methods. Alright, cool. Now I can go and take this wave file, drop that suckerfish there. Definitely reduce its stuff.
With that, we have a couple choices here.
Okay, so now let's go and find the original file, which looks like it's right about there. And let's try to match that up as best as possible and listen for.
So today's
Nope. Okay, go a little bit deeper. I think there's an option to sync these. I think there's a potential thing to sync audio forms. Synchronize? I'm not sure if it'll do that. Track channel 1, sure. I can just reverse it if it doesn't. Oh. Is it actually going to do it pretty good too?
So today's lesson, we are going to be doing this.
That's, hold on, did it just numb, I would say numb, did it just turn off the other one?
Same thing as, so for today's lesson, we are going to be going over bases and how to place it into our small crevices that our doctor makes for us. With that, we have a couple choices here. With that, we have a couple choices here, depending on what. We can use anything from polycarboxylate, IRM, also known as intermediate restorative material, or glass ionomer in whichever phase, or glass ionomer for whatever reason that we may choose from. With that, we still want to have our mixing pad, our mixing spatula, and another special.
I like that. I like the stuff that came off of my lapel mic. So let's do that. It's all synced up now, which is a super neat way of doing that. Let's go ahead and unlink. Take that off. Let's go and link these two together. Now, yeah, let's link these two together. Bring these up so they're on track 1 and video 1. And now I can start doing a lot of my cutting. Okay, let's unlink for a quick second. Bring that matching. Now I can link them both. Okay, now it's time to do a bunch of cuts for a good while. Oh, I went and stopped the video recording at this spot. That means, what the hell is happening in this portion?
And that's where you're going to take material, and instead of it being in just...
Okay, so, oh, that's when I took pictures. That's right. Okay. So I need to weave some of these things in as I get closer to this part. Alright. Not too bad.
Okay. So today's lesson, we're going to be doing the same thing as...
Right about here is where it all goes down. Yeah.
So for today's lesson, we are going to be going over bases and how to place it into our small crevices that we have that our doctor that our doctor makes for us. With that, we have a couple choices here.
Okay.
With that,
right about there.
With that, we have a couple choices here. Depending on what selection that your doctor might want, we can use anything from polycarboxylate, IRM, also known as intermediate restorative material, or glass ionomer in whichever phase or...
No, don't say about phases yet. Glass ionomer.
Or glass ionomer in whichever phase or glass ionomer.
Okay, I did mention it again.
Also known as intermediate restorative material.
Alright.
Or glass ionomer for whatever reason that we may choose from. With that, we still want to have our mixing pad, our mixing spatula, and another special instrument over here on the side, which is going to be our condenser because...
Okay, and I want to bring up a PNG of a condenser so that we can see what that looks like. Go and grab that out of Google. Dental condenser PNG. I just want the end of it, and I want it to be very noticeable on how it looks. That pretty good image, and that looks fairly standard. Okay, let's do large condenser. Large condenser. Ooh, that one's nice and cute with its blue look to it. Yeah, let me use that one. That one's pretty neat. All right, go back once more. That is going to be our victim here. Or no, let's save. Save, and it is in PNG. Save dental condenser. Let's go and edit the file in Paint. Okay, let's go and save as. Save over that. Yes, replace. That's fine. Okay, cool. Okay. That actually should have a white background. Open with Paint. Yeah, let's give this a white background. K, B, G, F for fill. That's what it was. Okay, and let's go and be done with that. Select that, crop that down, save as, over that same file, yes, replace, yes, that's fine. That should be good, and in Premiere that should change. Perfect, automatic change. Bring it up over here on the side. Actually, just keep making it that size. Make it a little bit bigger and a little bit smaller. See what happens in this area.
With that, we still want to have our mixing pad, our mixing spatula, and another special instrument over here on the side, which is going to be our condenser, because we are going to be
Okay, that was a skip.
We are going to be packing this material at the lowest floor, because we are going to be because
okay, so
we are
right about there.
Because we are going to be be our condenser, because we are going to be packing.
Let's go and pull that out a little bit. Bring that over.
Condenser, because we are going to be packing this material.
Let's go and see what the last because
we are going to be
let's go and remove that part.
Because we are going to be packing our condenser, because we are going to be packing this material at the lowest floor.
That's nicer.
Just like a carpet is being laid onto concrete.
I want to cut there. I'll bring this off, or no, I'll go and decorate this in orange because I want to do a mango because I want to retake that one.
The main thing that comes from these are the different choices that we have.
No.
Looking at the different choices that we have, they are all pretty much following a certain scheme. They are all.
Okay.
Looking at our different choices.
About there.
Looking at the different choices that we have, they are all pretty much following a certain scheme. They are all following a different ratio. They are all pretty much are all that we have. They are all pretty much following a certain scheme. They are all following a different ratio.
Okay, so that's about where I want to be.
They are all following a different ratio that may be used for the materials, such as we might need 1 drop of liquid here and 1 scoop of powder that match.
I do a retake on that one like a couple of times, I think, so I need to figure out where I do the retakes.
Is this, where this one does the same, but this one may not. So that's...
Alright, zoom back out. Do that whole take again.
With that, the thing that differs from all these materials, apart from their actual use...
That's what I freaking thought.
And what we use them for, apart from their insulating or sedative properties, is how we actually go and mix them.
Okay, I like the second take. Which means I need nothing from this area at all, right?
1 scoop of powder that matches this, where this one does the same, but this one may not.
Okay, yeah, I don't need any of that.
Looking at the different choices that we have. With that, the thing that
And then I fumbled that last section I heard right there.
With that, the thing that differs from all these materials, apart from their actual use and what we use them for,
except that take. I'll probably just redo it.
apart from their
Okay, where's that?
use them for, what we use them for,
Okay, let's do that. Label then mango.
apart from their insulating or sedative properties, is how we actually go and mix them. With them, all these 3 options are going to be powder liquid forms, but they take different ratios, such as for this IRM, for every 1 drop of
gravity drop is what I bring up.
such as for this IRM, for every 1 gravity drop of liquid, I need for this IRM, for every 1 gravity drop of liquid, I need 1 leveled off non-packed scoop of powder. I need 1 scoop of powder. I need 1 liquid. I need liquid. I need 1 leveled off non-packed scoop of powder. I need 1 scoop of powder. And same thing.
Okay.
Gravity drop of liquid, I need 1 scoop of powder. And same thing rolls for this one over here, but this scoop of powder is going to be using a different type of scoop, where this one's not as deep as our IRM here. Versus this one, which has a different method of compacting with this little bell end, I'm going and tapping it off onto our mixing pad. And
1 scoop of powder.
off onto our mixing pad. And along with dousing it with some of this liquid that meets manufacturer's directions.
Nope, don't want to. I don't want to keep that take right there.
Acting with this little belt end and going and tapping it off onto our mixing pad, and along with dousing it with some of this liquid that meets manufacturer's directions.
Right there. You're not supposed to be learning this, Flu.
To be able to find any of these materials' manufacturer's directions, to be able to figure out how any of these are going to be dispensed, go ahead and check your manufacturer's directions given
Right about there.
our mixing pad. To be able to figure out how any of these are going to be dispensed, go ahead and check your manufacturer's directions given to you in the boxes at.
I did a repeat on this one. Given to you?
Given to you in the supply box.
No, say it again.
We're going to be taking this.
You dumb fuck. Take that and do that again.
And you're going to be taking it and.
Oh, you're terrible. I'm going to have to redo that one. That's not going to be that hard, though.
Given to you in the boxes at.
Given to you in the boxes supplied.
Given to you in the boxes at.
Okay, I want to do that.
Given to you in the supply box.
Terrible. I hate this guy.
We're going to be taking this and you're going to be taking it and placing it in the deepest parts.
Yeah, there's no focus there. Yeah, I'm going to be a do-it-yourself dentist. Essentially, a lot of people will be, and that's kind of the dangers of a lot of the videos that are out there, but I mean, shoot, YouTube's full of everything already, so might as well have someone that can give you the deeper explanation version of it all, and hopefully instead of it doing it the way that you perceive it to be right, that it actually has some valid stuff behind it, hopefully, rather than, oh, I just watched this guy do it. My videos will be, I watched this guy do it and this is why they did it and the reasons behind it. Hopefully that tracks, but we'll see. You're gonna be a new craze in town on your little area. You're gonna have the northern lights just be out there. A nice view of the northern lights of the aurora borealis and everything at your dental office. It's gonna be pretty sweet. Oh, that's finishing. Okay. Okay, what the hell am I on about here? Let's see how a dentist create more jobs for you guys. Yeah.
We're going to be taking this and you're
that is a benefit.
And placing it in the deepest parts.
Okay, so I didn't get anything focused.
We're going to take it and put it into the deepest part of this cavity prep. We're going to take it and put.
Okay, I don't think there's anything here.
This and you're going to be taking it and placing it in, given to you in the supply box. We're going to take it and put it into the deepest part of this cavity prep.
And then I'll bring in the photo, which I need to take a better photo. But that shouldn't be that hard. Us Vikings just throw a fistful of gravel into our mouths along with food if we are missing our teeth. That's a pretty good way of actually probably using the environment around you to do to mimic it, so that's pretty good. But soon, shoot, all you're gonna be doing is you're gonna be taking, as I freaking get to it, just your little knuckle dusters of teeth, and you're just gonna be pounding food into pulpy mush that you can just throw back and be all good with it at that point.
Now the main thing that comes to actually doing this material is that your mixing pad is no longer your mixing pad is going to need to be firmly planted onto the counter.
Okay. So then let's do.
Is that your mixing pad is going to need to be firmly planted onto a firmly
Okay.
pad is going to need to be
And then something at the beginning here
Now
messed
the
up.
main thing that comes to actually doing this material is that your mixing
That comes to mixing this material.
doing this material.
Okay, let's mango that one. So if I punch someone with them, it's not a punch, it's a chew. Exactly. You're just essentially occluding them. You're teaching them the surfaces of your teeth, or of teeth in general. It's more of a learning lesson for them, in fact. I don't think so. I mean, we got the tooth fairy that's on our side. But that's all that I know. I think it's just tooth fairy.
Material is that your mixing pad is no longer is that mixing pad is that your mixing pad material is that your is that your mixing pad is no longer
I need to make my tooth costume a little bit. Well, for one, I need to make it better. I need to tear it apart, add stuff where I need to add stuff, make it actually the size for me too. But I want to do a couple things to modify that costume. I don't want to have to make a whole brand new one, but I can splice it apart and get it to work as I need it to, if I'm talented enough.
onto a firmly planted onto the firmly planted onto a firmly planted onto the counter. Firmly planted onto the counter. You're going to want to have a lot of force when you're pushing and mixing all this material, so make sure that you have a good area that's easily accessible for you to mix in.
I do not like that.
Good area that's easily accessible.
That's easily accessible. Mango that.
For you to mix in. With this, we're going to do our choice material of IRM.
Okay.
With this, we're going to do our choice material of IRM for our base. With this, we're going to do our choice material of IRM for our base that we have here. And we're going to want to make sure that we have our scoop with us also.
I don't think I need to mention the scooper.
Put this all to the side.
I don't even mention that either. There's a bunch of nonsense that happens in this port. Oh, that's where I heard that inhale.
for our base that we have here. With this specific base material being IRM,
I'm gonna get rid of that inhale that I heard. There you are. No one breathes in my videos.
With this specific base material being
There you go.
IRM, we are going to go and do 1 scoop of powder that is leveled and unpacked. We're going to do 1 scoop of powder, which is
We're going to do.
we are going to
Oh, perfect. I got it right there. No. Oh, there it is. Okay.
with this specific base material being IRM, we are going
Okay. Right there.
we are going to go and do 1 scoop of powder that is leveled and unpacked. We're going to do 1 scoop of powder, which is a level unpacked scoop, using a method just like I have here, placing that somewhat off center of my mixing pad. Same with my liquid. I'm going to go and do a gravity drop where I go hold it straight up, and with a little bit of squeeze, place the drop of liquid.
Okay.
Same with my liquid. I'm going to go and do a gravity drop where I go hold it straight up, and with a little bit of squeeze, place the drop of liquid on the side.
Taylor. Very odd question. No. That's very odd. This is what happens when I have the little chat turned off. Let's see.
And with a little bit of squeeze, place the drop of liquid
What did I say in the second part here?
on the side.
On the side.
Now the difference that comes from mixing it straight up.
Let's see. Do that. Create. Oh. There we go.
Gravity drop where I go hold it straight up, and with a little bit of squeeze, place the drop of liquid on the side. Now the difference that comes from mixing a base versus the liner that we have in our other video is that the liners are going to be a fairly simple, easy mix, where this one might take a little bit more force and a little bit more.
Okay, so I can probably crop in on this one then.
Is that
on both of these. Let's see. How long am I going to be mixing for? That's the main part. Oh, I crop in already when I mix, so then let's go and keep that about there. And we got to match that at this point.
material. With this, let's go ahead and zoom in. Consistency that's needed for this material.
Let's go effect controls, scale in. Then let's go and copy that. Paste here. And we do in a copy motion.
Drop of liquid. Now the difference that comes from mixing a base versus the liner that we have in our other video is that the liners are going to be a fairly simple, easy mix, where this one might take a little bit more force and a little bit more know-how of the consistency that's needed for this material.
Okay, I'm gonna go and chop that.
Or know-how.
Let's go change that to mango again.
Of the With this mix, the main thing that comes about it is using the whole length of the spatula to go into your mix, so you have a nice that's needed for this material.
That's actually not too far off. That was actually pretty spot on zoom.
With this mix, the main thing that comes about it is using the whole length of the spatula to go into your mix, so you have a nice to make it to smoothen out your material easy. With that, I'm going to take my increments.
Okay, so that's where I got it there.
To go into your mix, so you have a nice to smooth.
Nice.
So you have a nice to make it
Nope. Okay, let me hear this again.
mix. The main thing that comes about it is using the whole length of the spatula to smoothen out your material easy. With that, I'm going to take my increments that I have.
Let's go and do mango for that one.
With that, I'm going to take my increments that I have already divvied up in these sections, and we're going to go move it over piece by piece to my liquid until I get a nice Play-Doh. With that, I'm going to take my that I have already divvied up in these sections, and we're going to go move it over piece by piece to my liquid until I get a nice Play-Doh to my liquid. Piece by piece to my liquid until I get a nice Play-Doh. A little bit moved over. Now we have it in a very absorbed liquidy phase. I'm going to go move a second half of this over. And I'm using my whole length of my arm. I'm using the whole length of my hand to put pressure on. And I'm using my whole length of my arm.
Okay, I can stop right there.
And I'm using my whole length of my arm. I'm using the whole length of my hand to put pressure onto this material so I can get it nice and mixed. Using the back and front of my spatula to get anything left over. And with that, what you want to check in between is your...
Okay. What are you about to say?
And with that...
And with that.
And with that, what you want to check in between is your material and its thickness. With this material right now, if I go and roll it into a ball, it looks like I can apply it. It looks like I can roll it and
Looks like I can roll it and apply it. How much more scene do I have? About 4 more minutes before I hit the second section. Alright. Let's go and cut it there for now. I'm going to call it for tonight. I need to re-record that little section and use some of the darker liquid that I usually use for IRM. So it shows up on the mixing pad a little bit better. But in the but apart from that, I need to also check on my the other tooth ring that I made too. All right, so I'll say Pata, Flute, if you are there, I'm heading out. Hopefully you have a good day. Hopefully you keep warm and everything like that. I'll see you next time, or maybe tomorrow, depends. But you have a good day. I always need to remember that. Take it easy.